I'm finally back to reviewing after such a long time, and considering that I tried uploading part 2 of my Resident Evil franchise review, but it was too long for mobile. So, might as well shorten this one. Now, which ones am I going to talk about this time? Yes. Well, this time I'm going 3 at a time. Starting with Resident Evil 3. Now, Resident Evil 3 takes place just after Resident Evil 2, it stars Jill Valentine and a couple of other comrades of hers who are trying to lay waste to Raccoon City because of the T-Virus outbreak. Now, I haven't really played much of this game, but I have seen clips of it. The ending, what can I say? It's both rewarding and heartbreaking at the same time. You see Raccoon City blow up and you feel like you accomplished something, and yet you also feel very moved by it, actually. Well, needless to say, the ending is worth giving this game 3.5 stars out of 5. So the game in total, I'll give it 3 3/4 stars out of 5. So that's gotta be a quick one. Now to Resident Evil 4, one of my favorites. Now this has gotta be the funniest game out of the whole franchise. The story is that you're Leon Kennedy, sent to Spain to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley Graham, from the clutches of a mysterious cult called Los Illuminados. So, and they've also infected her with something called Las Plagas. That is going to... So the leader of the cult, Osmond Sadler, can control her mind through the parasite called Las Plagas. And they also infect Leon with the same thing, and it's a whole freaking escapade to get out as well as stop the parasites. Throughout the game, Ashley gets kidnapped in main events 4 times. And problem is, a lot of people consider her annoying for that because she constantly gets herself in trouble and you have to rescue her. She usually does what she's told, but sometimes she just stands there like, whenever she's in an open area that's packed full of zombies, she just stands there like a complete simpleton waiting to be eaten. Now, I know I'm speaking as a point of view and I'm probably a minority about this, but I thought Ashley was funny. Yeah, you got Leon Kennedy, who is the ultimate badass, and then you got Ashley, who's this constant and frequent damsel in distress. They're complete opposites of each other. The jokes write themselves. Plus, whenever she's on top of a platform and you're climbing a ladder to get to her, she has some of the funniest snappy comebacks yet. So that's what keeps the game going. It's comedy. It's got some thrilling action scenes. It's got some survival horror. It's got a great deal of comedy, especially the last cutscene. Last cutscene just after the end credits is actually very funny. But now let's talk about the characters. You got Leon, you got Ashley, you got Sadler, and you got this little Napoleon wannabe, Ramon Salazar. Now, you got 2 other possible antagonists for the film. You got this Spetsnaz American guy, Jack Krauser. I don't know much about Krauser, but... well, all I do know is that he was... What I can assume is that he was in the Dark Side Chronicles, teaming up with Leon, yada yada yada. So he's against Leon somehow, and he's also teamed up with Albert Wesker, who... you can guess where he's going with this. Yes, what other character that's supposed to make you angry is back for another round? Ada fucking Wong. Yeah. This time, instead of being a helpful assistant like in Resident Evil 2, she is supposed to be your enemy. God, this game really makes me freaking hate her. even during when she escapes from the island and tosses you a remote detonator for bombs that she set up on the island where you rescue Ashley for the last time and defeat Sadler. Spoiler alert. I just shouted at the screen, "I'll get you next time, Ada. Next time." Yeah, cue the Dr. Claw voice here. Anyway, well, she does help out every now and again, but one point when Leon's losing his mind to the parasite, he starts strangling Ada. I'm like, you can't strangle her, that's my job. Yeah, I hated her that much. But she has a few redeeming factors, like in the later games, such as the Darkside Chronicles, the Umbrella Chronicles, and even Resident Evil 6. So, as far as Resident Evil 4 is concerned, it is hilarious. It is a combination of awesome, frightening, and hilarious at the same time. Now, despite the characters that are supposed to make you angry and a few moments that just annoy the crap out of me, I'll take off 1 star and just give it 4 stars out of 5. So, one last game, Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Now this game is like a big step backwards. I think it's before Resident Evil. Yeah, it's after Resident Evil 3. So it stars Claire and Chris Redfield trying to take down Albert Wesker, but they come across a whole bunch of characters, including a cross-dresser and a character that a few people find annoying named Steve, but unfortunately, even though he's the main character and a possible love interest for Claire, he gets killed. Okay, I'll admit, I did get a bit of a lump in the throat when I did see him die. I mean, it was kind of heartbreaking. Now, I won't spoil the game for you, considering I've only played it once, and thus far, I actually begin to think that Wesker's the real villain throughout the whole franchise, even though Umbrella created all the viruses. Even Krauser wanted to recreate Umbrella, which makes him a temporary antagonist in Resident Evil 4. I don't know why he wanted to recreate Umbrella, but I'm not really sure. I guess he wanted to restore balance to the world, but a psychopath like him can't do that. So, Resident Evil Code Veronica X. My god, is it worth it? It's worth it. Yeah. I'll give it 3 and 3/4 stars out of 5, just like Resident Evil 3. Now, join me next time when I start talking about the Resident Evil movies and some of the extra games. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm only going to be able to talk about like one game in the whole movie franchise, including one that I really want to see, but unfortunately I'm never going to be able to get my hands on